Jim here from WFX 2013. I'm here with Skip Matchmer. We're just having a conversation about some things that you're up to.
Yeah.
So you are writing a book. You're participating in writing a book.
Yeah, that's a better way to describe it. Yeah.
Right, which
with
is
the team. I love working in teams.
Yeah, well, it's very exciting. So I know from our conversations and what you're doing at Riverside Church that there's a lot of process. There's a lot of evaluation about what to do in maximizing your space. In a sense, how not to build. If that is close to the title of the book.
Well, the original book is called When Not to Build.
When Not to
Build.
Build.
And that book has been something that's been out for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's become a standard resource in churches over a number of years that's been out. And there was a second edition that was done of that book. Mm-hmm. And the publisher recently came back and said this book's continued to sell, but we feel like it could use an update based upon current economic realities coming out of the recession.
Sure.
And so how do we help churches now reframe what ministry can look like? Because we've learned a lot through the recession of things that we should consider possibly as even best practices from that standpoint. And so the title of the new book is going to be The More with Less Church.
The More with Less Church.
Yeah, and based upon present economic realities of finances, of staffing, of our ministries and our facilities, so looking at all of those things more at a comprehensive level.
Right, the More with Less Church. So tell me, you're collaborating with two other guys.
Yeah. Yep.
So who are they?
Ray Bowman and excuse me, Ray is the. Let's retake that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're collaborating with this on the book. So tell me about who you're collaborating with.
Yeah, two other guys. The first is Ray Bowman, and Ray Bowman is the founder of Living Stones.
Okay.
And Ray was an architect, and Ray decided after a number of years of being an architect that he wanted to go and actually visit some of the churches that he had worked with.
Okay.
And he had also had opportunity, churches coming and asking him for help for different things, and so he went out and found some interesting things. When he went out and looked at these churches, and some were that what they really needed wasn't facility. What they really needed was help with some staffing issues or help with just some remodel things.
Okay.
And so he realized that there was a lot more things that he could do. Another thing is that he went out and looked at churches that he had partnered with over the years.
Okay.
And years later, these churches were about the same size that they were when he was initially hired a decade earlier or even more, where they went through this momentum phase where the church grew.
Yeah.
But then something major happened. A senior pastor change maybe happened.
Okay.
An economic crisis in the community or something.
Any number of things.
Any number of things that went on in the church, which just plateaued the ministry. And so he realized that he wasn't doing the kingdom any favor by helping churches build buildings that then they were hamstrung by the debt, and they couldn't hire staff, and that was not what he wanted to be about. And so he developed a whole new philosophy. And so the second writer is Eddie Hall, and Eddie is the one who took over for Ray over the company when Ray retired. And so Eddie now is the current CEO of the company, and so he's one of the senior consultants on the team. And so collaboratively, the three of us are working together. And Eddie is part of a inner city church in Wichita, Kansas. And so very different environments that we all come from,
which is great.
All over the country, but then we have opportunity to work together. So as we think about the book, though, specifically, the cool thing is taking Ray's principles from the architecture experience that he brings in, and also the finance side. Ray has done a lot of investigating and a lot of studying around church finances and all that, and Ray has a huge philosophy on just operating under God's provision. Not operating out of debt or other mechanisms, but saying if God provides, then let's do this thing. And so it's been a lot of fun to work with the two of those guys in a collaborative way to put the book together.
Well, I think clearly your Riverside is a good example of getting the most out of it, which is terrific. So how has been the experience of writing?
Well, I am not a writer by nature.
Okay.
What I am by nature, I'm strategic,
Yeah.
and I'm an ideation guy.
Okay.
And so by putting those things together with Ray and Eddie, and sharing our story, like you just said, I mean, you couldn't have set that idea up any better. It's kind of like your testimony.
Okay.
You know, your testimony is just your story.
Yeah.
Well, it's like sharing the testimony of our church and what
makes
God's
sense.
done through our church. And so that's a lot of what I've been able to share is just how God's worked through staff and through our facilities and through finances and through ministries and the decisions we've made to focus on becoming healthier as a church.
Rather than focus on becoming bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, you know what? Healthy things, guess what they do?
They grow.
They grow.
I think it's, yeah.
And that's the cool part of being a part of a healthy church.
Right.
In all of these areas is that they grow. You know, your staffing grows, your finances grow, you know, people saying yes to Christ grow, baptisms grow. I mean, all these things we believe are a trust from God.
Right. Right.
And He's allowing us that opportunity to see the fruit from that.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Tell me, when do you expect the book to publish?
The book should be coming out September of 2014.
Okay.
We just submitted it actually to the publisher this week.
Is that right?
So
exciting.
it's just been in the publisher's hands for 1 week.
Okay.
And so it will be out in September 2014, and we're excited to share that with churches.
Think, well, what we'll do is that when we come back in 2014 for WFX, then we'll make sure that we'll be able to do this with the new book next fall. And then we'll make plans to do that.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Skip, I wish you all the best. Yeah,
Thanks, Jeff.
congratulations on the book as it comes out, and all the best in your church as well.
Yeah, and can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
You know, obviously, over the 7 years we've been coming to WFX, you know, there's all kinds of conferences that we can pick and choose from around the country. And the one thing I have to just share with you as somebody who's a decision maker behind the conference and somebody who's always looking to evaluate, the one thing I love about coming here is I can bring such a wide variety of staff to this conference that normally we'd be going on our own different places.
Right.
And we want to do things in teams in our church. And so this conference allows that collaborative feel to happen amongst our team, from our facilities people, you know, to people who do staffing pieces, who make decisions on tech things, who make decisions on finance things or whatever it is for ministry. So that's one thing I really appreciate, and so thanks for all the work that your team does. I know that they invest a lot for this week.
Yeah.
And so thank you.
I
Because
appreciate that. I really do. We do try to. We think similar in this way, in that teams accomplish more and they learn more together.
Yeah.
And so it's a good validation that you guys continue to return, and there are different faces, which I think is awesome.
And I think the cool thing for you guys is because you guys get to do this week, but the fruit that goes on from the thousands of churches that have participating in this event, you guys have had the opportunity to speak into that. And that's pretty rewarding.
It is really rewarding, and when you tell us, it's the thing that sort of carries us forward. Because we don't get to see you guys for a whole year, and so it carries us forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you.